The COE system has been refined to make it more responsive to deregistrations. In short, the Land Transport Authority will implement a shorter recycling period for determining the COE quota. From February, the 6-monthly recycling period will now become 3-monthly. Under the current system, starting in February, there will be 2,888 COEs each month for 6 months. With the change, that number rises to 3,043 COEs each month for 3 months. Here's a look at the quota numbers in each category. Cat A, for example, you can see that would have had 671 COEs under the 6-monthly recycling period, but now the same category will have 717. Industry players have welcomed the move to shorten the recycling period to determine the COE quotas, and they believe this is another step towards stabilising COE prices. The Land Transport Authority met with industry leaders this morning to brief them on the policy changes. Motor traders had previously suggested reducing the quota period during public consultation sessions last year, saying that this would make the system more predictable. And industry players also expect the supply of COEs to ease in the months ahead as more are recycled into the system faster.
Hope that this is not just a piecemeal kind of change and something that will lead to a series of future stabilization of the COE system, and also to make the supply more stable throughout a 10-year cycle as opposed to a peak and a trough system.
With the latest news, I'll definitely wait and see until the prices even stabilizes more with the latest measures and whatnot. I think it will definitely have an impact on the number of COEs released, and hopefully the car prices will continue to come down.
So to discuss the issue with us is Raymond Tang from the Singapore Vehicle Traders Association. So Raymond, always good to have you with us today. So this is pretty much what motor traders had suggested last year, so you got what you wanted.
Yeah, but motor traders, they have of course suggested this short period, but of course it is the right time, because I think what LTA is looking at and the policies guys were looking at is because looking forward there will be more COE being released because of more car being scrapped. So actually what the policy is doing this is because they want the recycle to be faster to go back to the industry instead of waiting for 6 months. But this at the moment will not actually determine whether the price of the COE of the premium.
Right.
It is very much look at is the quota premium, quota given at that periods of time. It might be, because as what we see this round, of course, it is more than what the calculation of a 6 months recycle period, but it takes 3 months. But the thing is that it is still lesser than the previous 6 months, comparable to the quota given on the next 6 months on the Cat A.
But
Cat
Raymond,
B,
still about prices and COE prices in particular, what people really want to see at the end of the day is that they'll come down. So is this going to happen?
I think that we will try to look forward and see whether we will stabilize it. Then you are looking at to come down at the moment, because the COE supply is still low, because it is still lower than the past 6 months. And you can see the past 6 months quota, all those given quota was not enough. Also struggling, everybody's struggling for it. So I think that looking forward, we hope that maybe in the mid-year or maybe end of 2014, there will be more car being scrapped, and then the recycle will be even faster to go back to the industry. But I wouldn't think that by doing this, immediately we'll see the effect that the recycle come back and then the quota premium will drop tremendously. I think that it will still be stabling there at the moment. The best part of it is to stable the COE first before thinking of whether to, making the COE deep down or anything. But because the number of COE given, it is still not enough to supply.
Okay, Raymond, let's talk about the used car market. We have a lot of discussions before when you've come to studio, and we've talked about the cooling measures. So has the situation improved for the used car market? Of
course, if the cooling measure will still be there on the loan curve, between the new and the used is still the same, have to pay the 40% to 50% down payment, I think the used car market will still be slow and not moving at all. We think that if this is another way that maybe the authority can look at if they want to stabilize the COE, is to actually make the used car and the new car, the loan curve in a different way, so that maybe there will be a group of people that maybe might consider to shift themselves from new to used.
used cars.
So that the pressure on the new car will not be so great, since at this moment the supply is still not enough for the new car on the quota premium.
Do you see the used car market being affected at all by the new changes?
I don't think so, because the thing is that the premium of the COE will not, you see, dip at this moment yet, because it's still not enough to supply. But the most important part for the used car market we have to look at is the loan curve. We hope that there will be a difference, so that it might swing a portion of people to come over, and that might help the pressure, ease the pressure on the new car, because supply is not enough. So you see, because as a normal consumer, they will think otherwise, that if I'm going to pay the same type of loan curve over the new and the used, if I can afford to, I will definitely go into the new car and book one. Then I go to the used car.
All right, so your advice for car buyers would be to consider used cars instead of new ones?
At the moment, yes, because the used car market, the price is very affordable, comparable to the new car, because used car market is going according to demand and supply. So that when the supply is there, when the demand is not so much, so the thing is that the price is way low.
All right, thank you very much, Raymond.
Welcome.
It's great speaking to you. Thanks for coming in.
Yes, okay.
And that was Raymond Tang from the Singapore Vehicle Traders Association.